What's happening, guys? Chris, VA Travels. I'm out here in Orange County and I'm going to visit ELLWOOD Manor. Plantation home built in 1790. I'm going to go up, take a walk around, and inside serves the Battle of the Wilderness Museum. And yeah, to let you know where I'm at, I'm probably just a stone's throw outside of Spotsylvania County. And this was originally Spotsylvania County. And I'm about a half a mile drive off of Route 20, which at the time of the Civil War was the Orange Turnpike. And a pretty nice drive in. You've got a row of cedars, and you'll still is still an active farm. The National Park Service leases out the land. You see they still grow corn. Oh, and also this is where Stonewall Jackson's arm is buried. So yeah, I'll go back and take a look at their little grave. And the first plaque here just talks about slavery. And when the Lacey's and the Jones owned the house, I believe they actually didn't grow tobacco at the time. Tobacco was grown before they had actually built the house. It really depleted the soil. And when the Lacey's and the Jones owned the house, I had read that they grew wheat and other crops, seed crops. And yeah, this thing was 5,000 acres. Pretty much covered the entire Battle of the Wilderness. And here it's what it looked like at the time, and pretty much this was almost all clear cut. So pretty crazy. Just imagine cutting all that down by hand. So this is 1866, right after the war. Like I say, the Orange Turnpike, I guess kind of the original Orange Turnpike. The roads have kind of like changed, but they're kind of halfway similar. And yeah, Grant had his headquarters. Pretty much you go to Route 20, you take a right and just go down, not even a quarter of a mile. And that's where Grant had his headquarters. And the Wilderness Tavern, which is off of current Route 3, kind of on this side, no longer stands. And ELLWOOD over there. So yeah, here we are. Slave cabins would have been kind of to the left there, kind of on the other side of the house. And you had an ice house, spring house, and the cemetery where his arm's buried. Like I say, I'll walk back there. And this Parker store, the road trace, and getting kind of lost here, the actual store was off the Orange Plank Road. So, and you'll see kind of remnants of it over here. So, yeah, would have gone all the way over to the Orange Plank Road. And you can see more remnants of it if you go through the Wilderness Battlefield Park. The battlefield is kind of shaped like a horseshoe. Yeah, the first day, a lot of well, I don't want to go through the whole Battle of the Wilderness, but Saunders Field is maybe about a mile that way. And so if you ever come visit, you want to go to Route 20, knock out sites, then you'll take a left on the Park Road, the Yule Hill Road. They'll take you across to the Orange Plank Road where you come back up. So, all right, walk around, big sycamore tree. And yeah, this house is kind of a unique salmon color. So almost looks like one of the salt box houses that I saw when I was up in New Hampshire. And yeah, there's a bunch of people here. I don't know if there's like a Boy Scouts group going on or what, but anyway, I'll just take a quick yeah, see, like I say, this is all kind of cleared out land, and this is a view from that Wilderness Tavern. So, and there he is, Joe. He's the one who owned Chatham Manor in Stafford, and Chatham Manor was his primary residence, and this was just almost like a business, his secondary home, his summer home, and this was a plantation. He didn't come out here all that often, but anyway, so yeah, you can pause and read. The house was actually built by a guy named William Jones, like I say, around 1790. I'll tell you an interesting fact about William Jones. He married his second wife when he was 78 years old. His wife was 16. I think that sets a record. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So. Had to take a pause, wait for that tour group to leave. All right, so side of the house, and yeah, there were never really any add-ons. This is pretty much how it looked when it was built. See a chimney back there to the right. There's got to be another chimney up toward the front. And yeah, I know there's one on the Lacey side of the house, the parlor on the other side. See some modillions hanging down, but just basic farmhouse, clapboard house. And there's a full basement below. Over here, this area I'm standing was the yard. Like I say, the slave quarters were right in here. And all the different, looks like that would be a smokehouse. And you, like I say, you had your kitchen, barn, shed, dairy. So yeah, these little plantations were pretty much just self-sufficient little towns, basically. Oh, and I'll tell you something interesting. Light Horse Harry Lee, Robert E. Lee's father, was thought to have wrote his memoirs up on the second floor there. And I believe there's a trail going down to Wilderness Run, a creek down below. A walnut tree over here. All right, you'll see the 5th Corps flag. I think I'd forgotten to mention that Gouverneur Warren headquartered here. So did General Burnside. And yeah, it's a pretty nice looking home. Sun's hitting it perfect, coming up in the east here. And again, you'll see there's distinct modillions all around the pediment. And yeah, stone step up. Yeah, there's that second chimney I was talking about. Oh, also, Marquis Lafayette has been here twice. He stopped by on his big American tour, 1825. He pretty much went everywhere. He had breakfast here. And also during the Revolutionary War, he marched through right by Wilderness Run, and I want to say he camped down there also. Yeah, so, and you'll see we're on a nice ridge here. Oh, another big giant walnut tree over there. And let me just walk around, take a look at these plaques. Stonewall Jackson's arm is right back there. And okay, so just what I was talking about, Union headquarters. And here's some of those Zouave soldiers, very distinct. And yeah, 5th Corps commander. He led the charge the first day, Saunders Field. As always, pause and read. Yeah, May 5th. Oh, okay, good painting here. Here we are, center of activity. You'll see Union soldiers going up Route 20. And all kinds of wagons. Probably, well, I guess these would have been kind of the slave houses, a bunch of outhouses. Show you the side one more time. Kind of little garden. It's middle of October, so this thing's looking a little ragged. But yeah, I'll walk down. Yeah, those walnuts are rolled all the way down. Oh, there's another walnut tree right here. A lot of those. It's a birch tree, it looks like. Okay. To give you the little story on Stonewall Jackson's arm, obviously the Battle of Chancellorsville. Oh yeah, the house was also used as a field hospital during the Battle of Chancellorsville. And the house was also ransacked by the Union Army on their way towards the end of 1863. On their way to Mine Run, they destroyed the Lacey Library. Okay, there's also a path to get to it down here, but Yeah, Stonewall Jackson's arm, obviously he was shot friendly fire May 2nd. Later that night into the morning, his arm was amputated down at that Wilderness Run I told you, which is pretty much off of present day Route 3, almost at the intersection of Route 20, Route 3. On the other side, there's a big winery. Arm was hacked off in a tent. And Horace Lacey's brother, who was a reverend named Tucker Lacey, didn't want the arm just to be discarded, just because obviously Stonewall Jackson was an important general. So he grabbed the arm, brought it to his brother's plantation, had it buried. And James Powers Smith, who was most likely here at the time, came back in 1903 when he laid it down this marker on where he thinks the arm was buried. And you'll see 10, 12 of these markers. I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, great view. Big old farm over there. Yep, there it is. This was also a Lacey family cemetery. All the headstones are gone. I'll show you the plaque. You can pause and read, but there he is on his deathbed at the Chandler office there in Guinea Station in Caroline County, about 27, maybe about 30 miles away from here. I made a video on that. Go check it out. And yeah, died of pneumonia. Yeah, there he is. James Powers Smith, 1903, his right-hand man on his staff. So yeah, pretty sad. But yeah, died there with his wife and daughter. All right, I'm gonna walk back over, go inside the house, which is now a Battle of the Wilderness Museum. And yeah, great view and great time of year to come out here. You see all kinds of oranges, reds, yellows. Any Civil War buffs that want to come out, I suggest downloading this app, the Overland Campaign. It's the National Park Service. And yes, just do a search for Overland Campaign, National Park Service. And yeah, it goes through North Anna, Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse, of course, Battle of the Wilderness, Cold Harbor. And it's where I got most of my information. So, all right. Go inside, get a closer look at the flag. Come in here, take a little tour of the house, which is the Battle of the Wilderness Museum. And this room over here was the Lacey's main parlor. It was also Gouverneur Warren's headquarters. And they've got it set up just as it was when he was headquartering here. And that little cot there was actually used by a 2-star general. I guess it's better than sleeping outdoors. And a little traveling trunk. Okay, Gouverneur Warren written on the side of that. G.K. Warren. And here he is right here with that 5th Corps flag. And he and his wife, they got married just before the Battle of Gettysburg. And here it is all done up. Topical map of the area, a New York newspaper. Pretty nice trunk. Oh, cool. Looking glass, some binoculars, and a little shaving kit over here. Okay, room over here going through the Battle of the Wilderness. And I don't know if this is real or not, but yeah, a couple cannonballs. And yeah, we're in the middle of the wilderness. A bunch of aftergrowth forest, a bunch of thickets and just kind of small trees, and it had been clear cut 20 years before the Civil War. There were iron furnaces out here, so they continually were cutting the trees. Okay, the Farm. It's not too far from the west of here. And yeah, this is a pot she had used. And it is talking about how she cursed the cowardly Yankees. And little cemetery they had erected. The bodies were moved to the big cemetery there in Fredericksburg, the National Cemetery. And yeah, you'll see how nasty that brush is. Bullets were taking down some of those trees. Looks like Grant right there. And yeah, not much happened on the 7th, but they ended up, the battle was kind of a stalemate. Traditionally, they would have turned around, crossed back over the river, but Grant wasn't going to stop, so he just kept heading south to the Spotsylvania Courthouse. And as always, you can pause at any time and read. Okay, all right. Talking about some of the soldiers. The guy from Vermont. Bloody Angle. He's captured at Bloody Angle. Pretty good painting right here. Okay. Yeah, Saunders Field. Again, that's about a mile west. That was the first day of fighting. Lee to the rear. Yeah, I need to come out and do a tour of the battlefield. This is a great painting right here. Again, in front I see the 5th Corps flag flying. That's probably Warren right there. Obviously, that's Grant. Okay, some of the Zouave soldiers imitating French soldiers from the Crimean War. And kind of an all-star cast. And I'm sure Meade, I don't know if that's Meade. Okay, building some earthworks. Yeah, famous picture of Grant right there. Yeah, his little chair. That is Lee and Traveler. And yeah, Clash of the Titans right there. Yep, sitting in his chair. And looks like McClellan and, or I don't know if that's McClellan. Looks like an auction block. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, it talks about how the wallpaper is not traditional. Yeah, here's the library. This was actually destroyed by the Union Army during the Civil War, the Lacey's Library. But yeah, it just talks about how the Lacey's in 1907 sold it to Hugh Evander Willis. Oh, there he is. These are pretty realistic dummies. And house, of course, was used as a field hospital. Also during the Battle of Chancellorsville, it was used as a hospital. Okay, yeah, here we are. And yeah, the roads have kind of changed. This is current, present day Route 3. And then it's changed, but it goes on up this way. And here we are, Route 20. And Jackson, there's a vineyard down off of Route 3 now. And they had little tents set up here. That's where his arm was amputated, Dr. McGuire. And yeah, Lacey's brother brought it up to be buried up here. So yeah, Battle of Chancellorsville. Okay, one more room. And there are a bunch of people about to come in here, so I'm going to kind of hurry up. And again, the wilderness, some nasty overgrowth. 22-year-old Jones, William Jones, is the one who built the house. And pretty nice desk right here. And there's William Jones, his wife Betty. Okay, I think you can hear the kids, so I'm gonna try to move this along. Pretty cool. Ah, they call them. Okay, yeah, talking about the slaves. Between 40 and 100 slaves. There they are, working alongside tradesmen as white people. All right, so that was the inside of the house slash museum. Did the best I could. Got a little crazy in there. A little grove of trees that weren't planted that long ago. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk down this trail, maybe walk down to the... It's a pretty nice day. Like I say, everything looks good, everything's colorful. And see what type of tree this is over here. It is a black cherry. Black cherry tree. Ruins of the ice house. All right. So we've got a blue blaze on the trees here, guiding the way. And you can see this is pretty well manicured property. All these trees, all these cedars and whatnot are purposely placed. And I'm kind of, this obviously must be it over here. I'll also throw out there that the Lacey's had to eventually sell Chattel Manor out there in Stafford. I want to say it was 1872, lived out here permanently, again, until 1907, the family sold off the property. Yeah, so really only there have only been two owners, because William Jones' daughter, okay, so here's the dugout of the ice house. All right, I'm glad I came back here. All right, yeah, and you can tell it was covered, it was surrounded, lined in stone. Yep, walnut tree kind of growing right in the middle of it. So, is that a creek down there? Okay, cool. All right, well, there's the ice house. I'm gonna walk back down to Wilderness Run. Yeah, sorry if I'm all over the place with the information I'm giving, but corn stalk right there. Like I say, William Jones had built the house. It was passed on to his daughter, and his daughter married Horace Lacey. That's how he acquired this property. His family had already owned Chattel Manor in Stafford, so it fell into his name, of course, when he married William Jones' daughter. So yeah, he owned both properties. And yeah, so really just two families, the Jones / Lacey's, and then 1907, can't think of the next family that bought the house. They owned it until the 1970s when it was taken over by the Park Service. Yeah, gonna walk down to Wilderness Run. Some more random information. They think James Monroe, James Madison have visited. William Harding came out here early 1900s, kind of random. The Marines had actually were doing an exercise on Wilderness Run in 1921, kind of randomly. So, looks like a switchback down here maybe. And if this is it, yeah, not too much of a creek, but I don't know, this might just be a runoff, possibly. A little stream, I don't know. Trail. Yeah, must be a little stream. I'm guessing this is kind of what it looked like at the time of the battle. Like I said, just some thickets, a bunch of nasty overgrowth, and this is quite a trail. We're heading toward the old Wilderness Tavern. I'm kind of curious where this goes. Yeah, it's nasty brush. And pretty interesting. These look like the leaves of an Osage orange tree. So I feel like that was specifically planted there, but it's not that big, so it wouldn't have been planted that long ago. Kind of strange. Those Osage orange trees, you don't see them that often around here. They're actually brought supposedly by Johnny Appleseed from kind of the Midwest. Birch leaves, it looks like, maybe. Coming up on a road that doesn't get used too often. And yeah, I wonder if the Wilderness Tavern is down there. And still following that blue blaze. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. This road obviously is not in use. And I see the trail breaks off to the right. So I'm betting that we're going to where the Wilderness Tavern used to be. It's kind of cool. Some walnuts. Oh, all right. Yeah, we've got a bridge, okay. Yeah, I didn't know all this was back here. Pretty low-hanging power line. And you'll hear Route 3, the old Orange Turnpike just ahead. Oh, cool, all right. And is this Wilderness, the mighty Wilderness Run? You would think they'd have a little sign up. So yeah, breaks off over there. Yeah, little stream slash creek. Pretty nice bridge. Follow the blue blaze. I can't quite read that sign yet. Yeah, look at this nasty brush. And you can imagine, yep, that's probably how it looked during the battle. And please stay on trail, okay? All right, yeah, I'm really curious. It's gotta be the old, the tavern was. More nasty brush over here. And yeah, I know there's a big old farm up that way. And it doesn't say specifically to go this way, but we'll walk up to the road, see if maybe there's a sign up there or something. All right, so here we are. Hope this was worth the effort. Got a little bench over there, so yeah, I'm willing to bet this is some remnants from the Wilderness Tavern. And I don't know if that must be some sort of chimney, but that's cool, they've got something left. And yeah, there's Route 3, that Orange Turnpike, and this must be one of those things that you kind of blow by and don't even realize is here. But let's see what these signs say. Another sycamore over there, I think. Anyway, all right. Yeah, Old Wilderness Tavern. This is it, guys. The ruins of Wilderness Tavern. And this chimney is off of one of the outbuildings. The Wilderness Tavern, it was a complex of buildings. And it was a stop along the Orange Turnpike. And yeah, Orange Turnpike at the time originally cut down this way, and those are the remnants of the original road. Constructed in 1810, it was just a stagecoach road. And the Chancellor House would be Battle of Chancellorsville, I'm gonna guess 8 miles down that way, approximately. And yeah, Battle of Chancellorsville, this was a big field hospital. Stonewall Jackson's arm was amputated in one of the field tents on the other side of the road. 3,000 troops were cared for. And yeah, this, and these are the ruins of the original main tavern. So yeah, in this outbuilding, like I say, this burned down in 1978. And yeah, this was, like I say, a stop off on the Stagecoach Road. It was a place to get something to eat, stay the night, stable your horses, buy some goods. And you could imagine Thomas Jefferson, James Madison headed out to Orange, Montpelier, Monticello on this road. And all right, pretty cool. You're not allowed to do it, but I'm sure you could find some items with a metal detector out here, although I'm sure it's already been kind of picked over. You'll see we're up on a ridge here. Good location. So yeah, at the time, a lot of this was clear cut, so you could see ELLWOOD Manor from here. And Battle of the Wilderness, you can imagine the Union troops crossed Germanna Ford. I talked about that when I visited Fort Germanna. I don't know how many miles, 7 miles, I'm just guessing. It's a little bit of a distance. Marched down the Germanna Turnpike, which is Route 3. It's kind of weird how they connected the modern Route 3 to go, but they would have come, taken a right, headed up the Orange Turnpike, and met Confederate soldiers there, Saunders Field. So pretty cool. All right, I'm glad I walked down here. All right, I'm gonna head on back. Definitely a nice day. I think I see some storm clouds though, maybe, but. Oh yeah, it's gonna wrap up my, my visit to Chatham Manor. Pretty good place to visit. And yeah, I apologize if I was all over the place in some spots. That giant tour group threw me off. And if you come out, I would make a day of it. I would visit the Wilderness Battlefield. It's pretty similar to what it looked like during the war, except for the actual wilderness is grown up, but it just hasn't been developed on top of like Fredericksburg. And yeah, also Chancellorsville, 8 miles, 10 miles east. Spotsylvania Courthouse, 6-7 miles south. And yeah, a lot to see if you're a Civil War buff. And I need to make a note to visit Chatham Manor over there in Stafford. Horace Lacey's other home, his primary residence. Really nice house. It's known for its garden, so I'm going to try to go in the spring, give it justice, go when everything's popping. And I'll shut up now. And yeah, guys, as always, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and support me on Patreon. See ya.